awakening autonomously chooses courage in order to dream any dream, in order to purify our space, in order to have hope and faith in a new way of existence. We need the courage to act. Courage is not just an external action, it is an internal action that we can take within our own being, emotionally and mentally. How we feel, how we think, shapes our attitude and the way we view life. So what do we need this week for courage in order to step beyond our comfort zones, to feel a little bit more confident and secure despite the fear that we are overcoming? Courage does not mean that we need to box up our fears and pretend they don't exist. It's not pretending that our shadow side or that part of us that we're not too keen on. It's not about denying the existence of what we consider to be labeled as not so good or mistakes or the bad. It's about finding the courage to take all of it and to keep going, to really keep trekking forward. So with that being said, we have our two animals this week in order to guide us into the journey of courage and how we can autonomously seize a little bit more courage for ourselves. So whether you're choosing to the left or to the right, let's start with the left. Hello, Buffalo. All right, we're bringing in the earth energy. So the courage to believe that we have everything that we need. That is what the Buffalo is saying this week, is it's time to find that bravery in believing that everything we need is exactly where it needs to be at this exact moment. Now that's a big pill of faith to swallow for ourselves. Let's see what our next animal is. The zebra. Be bold, be proud. The zebra is definitely finding that black and white attitude. So it looks like the courage this week is going to be figuring out how to embrace flexibilities, to embrace both sides of the coin. If not, you won't have the whole value if you only choose heads or tails. You need both. For 25 cents to be deposited, you need both heads and tails. So self-acceptance is going to be the courageous action that we need to dive deep into this week. Seeing both these animals, we're definitely having the buffalo representing that earth energy, but the zebra is coming in with that fire power. So with earth and fire, sometimes they can like snuff each other out. So if you're outside having some type of bonfire, you're going to use sand to probably put out the fire if you don't have water. So it's one of those aspects that you need to be careful on how we go forward with our courage. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew, but we do want to step beyond the limitations of our mind and our emotion that keeps holding us back. So if you're aligning with the buffalo's message this evening, the buffalo is going to be trying to say that we need to set the abundance mindset. If we start thinking about abundance in a form of a collective unity, that there is abundance for all accessible, we can slowly start changing the abundance game. And that really does begin with gratitude, something we touched upon last week as well. If you're aligning with the zebra, I hate to say it, but what won't kill us makes us stronger. I hate when people say that to me in a time of great distress and grief or any type of insane moment. Yes, it won't kill us. Yes, it'll make us stronger, but boy, it is breaking my fucking balls right now. The zebra is saying that we need to be more flexible on how we go about navigating this situation, especially this week, is if your balls feel like they're being broken repetitively and you just can't catch a break, it is time to switch up the way we're thinking and feeling about the situation. And if you can just find a way to laugh, even if you're fake laughing, if you could do anything in order to shift those thoughts and those emotions, that would be the action of courage that you can seek this week within your being. So with the buffalo, I think it's time to find the courage to be a little bit more grateful about what we got going on, and to find gratefulness in the aspect of maybe what's going on in your life that isn't so favorable. What is what we label the mistake that we need to find some gratitude in order to find that wisdom to flip it around, in order to see the other side, which is what Zebra is saying to do this week as well. So let's elaborate a little bit deeper into courage and finding those emotional and mental ways in which we can flip the script and leap beyond our comfort zone. Here we go. Failure. What a great card for this experience tonight. Failure, the Seven of Discs. The Seven of Discs is one that can represent the greatest materialization or the greatest failure. And sometimes when we are risking it all for the greatest dream or the purpose that we are seeking in our life, we usually have to let go of things, or we can become exiled, or sometimes we need a self-imposed exile from our old life in order to step into our new life. But in that transition, no one really speaks about all the emotions that occur in a transition of shedding the old and embracing the new. It is something that is, the word I think is arduous. It represents confronting all our worst fears. It is about liberating ourselves from all those secrets and half-truths that we tell ourselves to keep ourselves going in our old life, our old belief system. You know, I'm not about saying you should put your belief system out there to be challenged by others, but I'm not also saying that you should go isolate and only be with people that believe what you believe in. You just need to be in a place courageously enough to have your belief system to be uninterrupted by the belief systems of everyone else around you. It should not be our reasons to push our belief system upon another person, nor should another person throw their belief system upon ourselves. But we should always be open and receptive to hearing the other side. So when it becomes a point of our livelihood, our survival, our belief system is really fundamental to the ability how we navigate out. So if you feel like you've been really stuck in a difficult place right now, the failure is saying that maybe it's part of the belief system that you're holding on to, the lack of the abundance mindset. Maybe everything is just too black and white, that we're too rigid in the way we're looking at things, that we need to shift what we're considering a failure and choose to look at it in a wisdom of light, a piece of information, that lost puzzle piece that's going to help us complete the puzzle to see what the greater picture is. And unfortunately, sometimes those failures that we have are the things that really just push us so that we're not so comfortable staying where we are. So if you lost more money than you thought, because this card definitely represents money and tangible aspects, tax season has come to a close, and maybe taxes are part of the failure of everything you're working for, and you have to pay it all back to the government. Maybe it is a bad land deal, or whatever investment is going on. This failure, we need to be a little bit less harsh with ourselves. And if we didn't have that loss, maybe we would not make the choices the way we're going to make them going forward. And maybe we needed that wisdom in order to guide us to that next space. So to conclude this week's message on courage, our final card this evening is going to help sum up the journey for the buffalo and the zebra. Ooh, this is our card. The outsider. Definitely something that we have experienced in past weeks, this card. The outsider is definitely a tough concept, especially for someone who's always belonged. If you were a joiner, if you were somebody that is easily sociable and can integrate quickly, this might be extremely foreign, and this might be the time for you to find some sensitivity and compassion for those that actually don't feel comfortable joining and belonging and putting themselves out there. So the courage to step beyond our comfort zone and to join, to belong, to say that we are worth participating. We can have life events that make us feel like a failure that allow us to be an outsider in our life. So when that occurs, it is definitely a moment to really go deep within that energetic space, to find that courage to say that you do belong, you do deserve to be a part of this existence. Now, for anyone that is super sociable and they have this huge social life, a very busy work schedule, I welcome you to find the courage to sit alone, to be able to sit a couple of hours without your phone, without the emails, without the distractions, and find that courage to kind of sit and look to your outside world without the distractions. Do you have that ability to sit within yourself emotionally and mentally? So whether or not you need to step into society and be more engaging, or you need to take a little bit of a retreat and find that courage to sit within yourself to make sure that life is exactly the way you would like it to be versus just following the pack, this is the time to reflect, whether it is about joining or going within. The courage to manage our emotional and mental states of awareness is our responsibility to awaken autonomously if we choose to continue ignoring our ignorance. So I look forward to seeing what our topic is next week. And if you have any further questions, thoughts, or ideas, please feel free to share them with me, and look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you for ignoring ignorance.